welcome back to the Blue Tourist channel, and I'm here, basically here to talk about the whole Shannon Sharp stuff that's going on. I just wanted to talk about this briefly or whatever. So, basically, Shannon Sharp, there's some allegations out there about rape from this 19-year-old white girl from OnlyFans. I just want to I'll get into all the other extra stuff, but I kind of just want to get this part of my out the way. I kind of want to get my little rant about this out the way. Once again, you guys know who Shannon Sharp is. Cool. Everything is alleged. Blah blah blah. I'll be talking more about what I think the issue actually is and all the extra stuff after. But I just wanted to kind of do this quick little rant at the first part. Basically, Shannon Sharp was messing with a real young woman. He's 50 something, and she was 19. Already red flag. Even though she is of age, it's still way too young. Period, point blank. It's already red flag. It's already not cool. And I'll get into that as why. But let's get into the race aspect of it, because honestly, black people, that's what we do, right? Okay, so number one, I hate this about black people. I hate this about us. And if I call this out, I'm going to be considered a coon and hating black people, hating black men, hating black women, hating myself, all this shit. Let's just break all this bullshit down. Look, at the end of the day, you have to watch out for every woman, every young woman, every man, every young man. But specifically for us black men, we definitely have to watch out for specifically white women a little bit more than we would have with any other race. Okay? However, with that being said, that does not mean, all white women will do you dirty like this. That doesn't mean you don't go into any interracial relationship, and don't go into any same race relationship, same sex relationship, opposite sex relationship. Don't go into those thinking that is always going to be perfectly fine because that's what suits you better because society told you. No. Go for what's good for you, what you want, what you prefer, what you have standards for, even if other people disagree. At the end of the day, I hate how some people are making this basically more so about, see, this is what happens when you get with white women. No, this is what happens when you get with these type of white women. Because stuff like this can happen with other races, including other black women. And the problem, hold on, excuse me. But the problem I have is us black people, we're definitely conditioned to think so many different ways. But all of them are meant to be aggressive, impulsive, not really think nothing through. A lot of black men and black women literally are raised, including myself, especially black women, were raised to think that black men and black women it's mainly black women towards black men. A lot of y'all be raised to think that these men are meant for you just because they're black. These men weren't put on this world for you. And then that goes into the conversation of how at the end of all of this, women still value men more than men value women. And I want to have a whole conversation about that. But it goes into that conversation about how men are raised to value women with 5 different reasons why they should value women. And then women are given 5,000 reasons why they should value men. And that's already a disconnect, and that's already set up by society and societal norms. All I'm going to say is, please don't make this a race thing. Please don't make this a thing about, if he would have got with a black girl, he would have been better. No, because if you take all of that out and just add a black girl to it, it's still wrong. It's just, she wouldn't have no white privilege to use. That's the only thing. Other than that, I hate when black people do this thing and it's annoying. It's irritating. It's annoying. Oh, you'll be better if you're with a black, or black love this, black love that. Because let me tell y'all something about black love. First off, the fact that y'all black asses need representation for love so bad is crazy to me. And that's coming from someone who didn't have their parents in the same household. But it's just like, Y'all need representation so bad, and then when y'all get it, y'all disrespect the fuck out of Charles and Netta. Perfect example. Or y'all do some delusional stuff and try to take a Jay-Z and a Beyonce as the representation of black love. Come on now, bro. Like, come on now. I'm so sick of black people doing that. Y'all ask for it, and then when y'all get it, y'all do one or two things. Y'all either disrespect it, treat them like crap, or y'all act like it's above the world and it's above all this. I hate when us black people do that delusional shit. I hate when we do this we can't be touched shit because we already go through enough. We're already victims enough. It's like I'm not one of the black people that believe that black people can't be racist. I'm not one of those. That's delusional as fuck. I'm not one of those black people where, oh, I can say whatever I want to anybody else, but if anybody say anything to me is racist, I'm not one of those. And I'm here to break all that bullshit. I don't fuck with that type of shit. That shit is so stupid. At the end of the day, this whole situation is not about the girl's race. It just makes it worse that she is a white girl. And I just wish people would say that, but I haven't looked at comments and this, that, and other, but I'm pretty sure it's comments like, oh, well, if he would have got with a black girl, and what, it makes him extra black, it makes him a better black, you would respect him more as a black man. And it's just like, I hate that a black man's value is taken down because of who he sticks his dick inside of. Because that's the thing that changes it all. Now, once again, I'm not saying Shannon Sharp is a good person. I'm not saying he's a bad person. I'm not saying none of that. I'm just saying y'all really do this type of shit. And then y'all date whatever type of black man and then trash these black men. And then it's just a whole topic that I really want to get into. But honestly, I don't got time for other black men and black women. I don't care if you gay, straight, or whatever, getting in my comments, because I will blast y'all ass from the past. Because I hate when my community does this shit. And then they will look at me like I'm a coon or I'm not a part of the cookout. Because I ask these questions, or I say, okay, well, let's not take it this far. Because once again, black people are emotionally reactive. We do take all our personal traumas and feelings and mix it into the conversation, which then it turns into if he would have got with a black girl, he would have been perfectly fine. Or he was perfectly fine when he was with black women. No, that's not the case. It's not the case all the time. And I'm not saying that there's not black men that hate black women and say all kinds of evil shit to them, but black women hate black men in other ways too. Like, everybody's to blame for why the black community is so fucked up, okay? You know what I'm saying? And it's kind of like we always trying to question somebody's blackness and who's invited to the cookout. But I don't want to be invited to the cookout that Uncle Ray, who was out here molesting everybody from generation to generation, and all the family knew about it, but all we told our kids was, oh, well, don't go to Uncle Ray's house, or don't wear this around Uncle Ray. But then yet y'all still invited him to the cookout. He invited. So I'm not invited to the cookout that he's invited to. I'm not invited to the cookout that cousin Shay, who got 7 kids, who are all malnourished and fucking neglected because she too worried about herself and a man, and they all beat up and shit. She's invited, and then we all know about it and see that all them kids look like they ain't ate no food in years, and that she's invited to the cookout, right? Her and her kids who ain't even got the energy to eat nothing. She's invited. But then us as black people, we hide all that shit and want to talk about everybody else. I don't fuck with that shit. At the end of the day, let me tell you something. I'm a proud black ass man, but can you say that you a proud black ass anything and I don't need other black people telling me that? Can you say that? A lot of us black people can't. And that's sad, honestly. That's honestly sad. And I hate how we make everything about race and everything about this. Race don't mean everything 100% of the time. And it's going to take y'all a lot to realize that. At the end of the day, it makes it worse that she is a white girl, because she's going to use that white privilege and do all that extra white shit. White people, I love y'all, but come on now. Like, you know how y'all be, especially you white women. Okay? I just hate how the conversation goes completely left and then the problem's not solved. That's all I'm going to say basically about that. I just wanted to kind of get that off my chest, get it out the way. If you disagree with me, that's fine, but just because you disagree doesn't mean I didn't say anything that was factual. Get out of your feelings, get out of your trauma, get out of your head for a second, and get into some facts, get into some logic, and or also use that intuition, use that gut, use that third eye, and look beyond what you hear and what you was told. I just wanted to get that part out here because I don't want to make that a part of the video, and then why black men typically date outside the race, and that makes them less black men, because then you have cases like, oh, they do it because they hate their moms, or they do it because they want lighter kids, or they do it because they hate themselves, or they do it because they want to have some type of connection to power. And it could be a lot of those things, but those are not the cases all the time. Simply, you are not what somebody want, and they ain't gotta want you, and that's okay. And that goes for black women too, because I rarely hear people treating black women when they date outside the race like this. And I shouldn't hear it. I shouldn't hear it at all. Because it's a stupid conversation, and it just keeps us further away, and we just forget that we all human beings before we're anything. Human beings before anything else. And you wonder why our community's so fucked up, because if I step into the room and say what I say, then I'm looked at as a fucking coon and treated like nothing, like a lesser black. Because I started calling out the crabs in the barrel mentality, or calling out some bullshit, because at the end of the day, it's all bullshit. Well, not all bullshit, but it's so much bullshit and barely enough truth. So, I don't know. I just wanted to get that off for a second. It just makes it worse that she's a white girl, because we have to be extra, us black men specifically, have to be extra careful and cautious with white women specifically. But that doesn't mean every black man and black woman relationship is bad. That doesn't mean if he would have done this with a black girl, it wouldn't have been the same thing. It technically should, it's just like, I just wanted to get that clear, and I wish that other black people would understand where I'm coming from, but there's a lot that won't. So I'm saying what I'm saying, but I'm not just blabbing off at the mouth. I'm not just talking shit. You know what I'm saying? Some things that I said definitely are facts, and I don't care what nobody fucking says. Whether you see it later or figure it out later or now, they're facts. So I just want to kind of get that out the way as far as this situation. Now, as far as Shannon Sharp about it, once again, I'm looking into it or whatever. I believe what I believe. I don't believe what I don't believe. I'm going to get into all that right now. Okay, so basically Miss Shannon, he was talking to this OnlyFans creator. He was 19 years old when they started talking. He had met her at a club or whatever the fuck, or wherever the fuck they met, which is weird because, nigga, you're 50, mid 50s, almost late 50s. What are you doing talking to a 19-year-old? Granted, no. Yeah, okay, no. She's grown. However, she ain't that grown. And somebody your age wouldn't even be, like, caring about shit like that. Like, somebody, like, y'all's age, distance is, like, way too far. Like, you really on some other weird shit. Like, I get it, you want you a young, hot, piece of ass, but, I mean, nigga, she is way too young for you. Even if she is legal, she's still way too young. I will feel some type of way. I'm gonna mention that she's legal, so let's not act like he fucking with a minor, but, like, compared to your age, I mean, I would still see her as a minor. Like, you can get with somebody young, but it's like, nigga, she's 19 when y'all met. And then the shit said, it was said that they had a rough, patchy, whatever type of relationship, quote unquote, if I guess, I don't know. And then some videos were posted of Shannon saying he was going to choke her, if like little voice recordings saying he was going to choke her. And then they were saying, like, sexual, like, race play type of things towards each other. And also she was sending messages of race play. Now, this is what I want to say. I understand people that get into BDSM, race play, and all that. I understand sexual kinks can be weird. I personally think it's weird for people to, like, want to pretend to be babies or kids, something like that, in sex and porn or whatever the case. I think that's weird. The race play stuff, honestly, I see that it's weird, but I don't really care about that. Like, a lot of this stuff is just sexual pleasures, like your sexual fantasies, and diving into a world that you wouldn't really do, but you only do it sexually because it's just sexual pleasure. BDSM, okay, cool, that's fine. I understand them. Now, some of them I would never do, such as like the little kids, babies, and that shit. I wouldn't ever do that, but I'll do some BDSM. I'll do some race play. I'll do some stuff like that. Like, it's very weird. I'm very weird like that. But at the end of the day, it's just sexual pleasures. Now, it starts to become a problem when it gets outside of that sexual pleasure fantasy type of deal. Okay? And I'm not saying that's what happened here. I'm not saying that. But there was also some messages saying that, basically her saying that she told him to stop and I didn't want you to come inside me or whatever, some shit. I do feel like she's right now being one of the, I'm not saying Shannon Sharpe is right. I'm not on his side. But I do feel like in the day and age that we are in, I do feel like she's bullshitting him. She's trying to get money out of him. She's doing her white girl shit. I do feel that way. And it's crazy because it's just like, the shit of him being fucking around with a 19-year-old when he's 56 or whatever the fuck he is already weird enough. But then it starts to be a problem where they're doing race play, and it's just like the context of everything is all fucked up. And granted, I do feel like it's like she's not focused on context. She's focused on painting a narrative because people already see Shannon Sharpe in some way, and then painting another narrative to make herself look like a victim, to make him look guilty, like he really did hurt her, and like bullshit, like playing her white woman card. But then see, this is the funny thing. This is why I can't even call it a white woman card. It's just she can get away with it faster and easier because she's a white woman and using that white privilege. But women do shit like this all the time, especially in, the court system and shit like that. Because y'all be manipulating the fuck out of the court system. The court system is biased as fuck when it comes to men and women, when it comes to child support and all that. That's a whole conversation in itself about how, like, you have a kid with a nigga, and then that whole nigga's life is ruined. Like, that shit is crazy in itself. So let's not sit up, and that's what pisses me off, because we're acting like this is just a solely white woman thing. Is a mainly white woman thing due to the fact that they have a history of doing shit like this. Not all white women, but yeah, it's just, that's just what it is. It's a sad fact that we are gonna have to be more cautious and careful when it comes to really any white woman, any woman, period. And then women, it should be the same for y'all in different ways, but the same for y'all. But don't categorize everybody. I'm not trying to categorize anybody. I'm just making a general statement. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying none of this shit is real. I'm saying, like, I'm making a general statement. Because any woman could have done this. Any woman could have done this shit. I think it's just fucked up more because she's white. Because, that white privilege will fuck us up. But at the end of the day, Shannon, you shouldn't have been fucking with no girl that's 19 years old. And then Shannon did come out and make a video basically exposing himself without really exposing himself, talking about how I guess the guy that I forgot the fucking name, but the guy that made the allegations about Jay-Z was about to do the same thing to him, and he's saying this is all like they're all trying to come from he's trying to come for me like how he did Jay-Z. Jay-Z handled it differently, or whatever. He told like what was gonna be put out there. So I mean, he kind of beat people to the punch, sort of, or not really, but I don't know. It's just like, I don't feel like, personally, I don't know nothing for a fact, and this is all alleged, blah blah blah. You already know, even though you guys can literally look it the fuck up. But I do feel that Shannon is telling the truth. Like, I don't feel like this bitch she was raped and he was in danger. I feel like she's playing the typical white privilege, white woman role of getting back at a black man. Okay, cool. But I feel like, Shannon, you fucked up by fucking with a girl this age. Not fucking with a white woman, period, but fucking with a young white girl that was not good for you. Now, like I said before, people are going to try, specifically black people, are going to try to turn this into, oh, you shouldn't have been fucking with no white woman. That's my problem. That is my problem right there. Because black people, for some reason, think that we don't do shit like this to each other. We do all the time. But because black people are conditioned to think that just stick beside your own kind, stick right behind your own kind, even when they're dead ass wrong. I don't play those type of games. I love my kind. I'm gonna stick by my kind. However, I'm gonna hold you accountable. I'm gonna hold your feet to the fire. And just because not all kinfolk are skinfolk, you will get your life fucked up. And that's why the black community is, this is one of the many reasons why the black community is so fucked up. Because let's bring it to Jonathan Majors. Y'all motherfuckers are so mad that nigga went through a situation with his white woman, which is horrible. But then yet y'all was screaming in his face, oh, you shouldn't have been dating no snow bunny. You shouldn't have been dating no snow bunny. You shouldn't have been dating no snow bunny. And then welcome with open arms and make it seem like, oh, if he gets with a black woman, he'll be much better and this, that, and that. No, that's not what it is. The man is gonna like what he like. He gonna date who he date. And I hate how y'all want to question motherfuckers' blackness and question the validity of their story, because I feel like a lot of people are not gonna believe nothing that Shannon says simply because he dates white women. And then I feel like a lot of people ain't gonna believe what Shannon says simply because apparently people was calling him, there's gay rumors about him and stuff like that, and people feel like he was trying to, I guess, cover up or whatever the fucking case may be. I don't know. I don't care either, but it's just like, I feel like people are going to, their minds are going to be so narrow. They're going to be so narrow-minded and try to make the race aspect the main aspect of this whole thing. And no, it's not. It's the simple fact that, yes, there are a lot of other races, and specifically white women, that specifically black men have to watch out for. We have to be extra cautious for them. But that doesn't mean it's wrong to date this, or all white women are like that, because then let somebody stereotype all black women, it's a problem. Let somebody stereotype all black men, it's a problem. Let somebody stereotype anybody else, it's a problem, right? So I don't play those type of games, those delusional fucking games where we can do it but they can't, or they can do it but we can't. Like, I don't play those type of games. I don't like those type of games. I don't play that shit. I call it all out, and I don't make somebody, because once again, you're a human before you're anything else, and a lot of people forget about that. And Shannon, you done fucked up. You fucked up, man. Do I feel bad for you? Honestly, I just really need to know. I mean, we know some facts, obviously, but it's just like, I'm just so sick and tired of all these, oh, they raped me here, Me Too movement there. Like, we've been going through this shit time and time again. A lot of times it's just a lot of young women, or women in general, using the movements of, oh my God, or using rape as to get money from people. You know? And it's funny how y'all thought that Cassie was doing the same thing to Diddy, but Diddy was actually a horrible person. That's funny. But whatever the case may be, it's just like, it's hard to believe anything that anybody says nowadays. It's hard to believe people that are accusing other people. It's hard to believe people that are saying that I didn't do these things, because people will bold-face straight up lie, knowing damn well the evidence is coming right behind it, or knowing damn well we see your real motives. I like, from the messages and hearing, just honestly, you don't even need to see it. It's just hearing it. It's like it just sounds like a setup, and he did walk right into the trap. I don't know if I feel bad for him yet. I don't know, but I'm damn sure not mad at this nigga for it. It's just like, it makes it worse because you're dealing with a white woman. If you're gonna deal with a white woman, just know, as a black man, you're gonna have to be more cautious towards them, because they're gonna use that white privilege on you every time. Just know that fact. However, don't think that a black woman wouldn't do it to you, because it's funny, because black women will stick by their man until they don't. You know, my man. So it's like, don't think that no woman will do you dirty like this, because women do men dirty all the time like this, and they use their whatever privileges that they have, or whatever baby that y'all have together, or whatever they have on you. Because how many times are you gonna hear a woman break up with a man and then she come out and say that he was gay, she wanted me to lick his ass and all this other extra shit? So don't think that no woman will do it to you. And women, don't think that no man won't hit you. Don't think that no man won't treat you bad and this, that, and like, of course, that doesn't mean that every man does it, but I'm just saying, don't think that, I don't know, just everybody stay cautious. That's all I want to say. Everybody stay cautious. The race aspect is not the main aspect, because this could happen anyway, and it has happened before. And like, just because it's a stereotypical thing with a black man going with a white woman and this happening, it's also the type of white women y'all get with. It's not just a white woman in general, but then again, I can't sit over here and act like this that race aspect don't have a part in it, because it damn sure does, but it's not the main part. And I feel like everybody's going to just already be like, oh, well, fuck Shannon Sharpe anyway, because you dating the other. Like, these niggas were not meant to be put on the earth for y'all. Like, these niggas aren't y'all's. Like, I hate when people say that. I hate when black men and black women say things like, oh, our black men or our black women. Like, they're not yours. Yes, y'all are in the same community, but none of us were put on this world to procreate with each other just because we are the same race. I don't care what society has told you. I don't care what your mama told you. I don't care what your daddy told you. I don't give a fuck. You weren't put on this world to procreate with specifically your own other race. But that's what the society norms and shit. Like, hell, you weren't brought on this world to procreate with anybody. Well, I mean, kind of, if you want to go with the animal food chain, it's like sex is only meant for, like procreation. But it's just like, I hate when that shit is said, like, our black men, the same black men that y'all say ain't shit, but then yet y'all keep dealing with, but then yet say ain't shit, and say don't protect you and don't love you. It's like a constant cycle of bullshit. And it's like when black men say it about black women, it's like, our black women. You mean the same black women that y'all disrespect? The same black women who y'all cheat on and beat on to? The same black women that y'all create stereotypes? Like, it's just like, what? It's like the black community is so toxic, but then so lovely, but then so difficult. And I'm like, and then anytime anybody challenges anything or calls certain things out, it's just like people like me looked at as an other. And I'm like, man, fuck out of here. Like, that shit is crazy. At the end of the day, I just want people to focus on the real problem at hand, and take your personal feelings out of it. I haven't looked at any comments, because I don't look at comments and stuff, because I don't like listening to ignorant people or mad people on social media. But I honestly think that Shannon fucked up. You fucked up, man. You fucked up. And you fucked up worse, because she's not only a white girl, a young white girl. So she gonna use all that pretty privilege, all of that white privilege. She gonna use all that up. So I don't know, man. That's just honestly what I have to say about it. It's just, Shannon fucked up. And we'll just see from the developments. I'm not about to do a whole bunch of extra diving deep. I watched somebody else's video and heard other people talk about the text messages and all this. Y'all can go look that up if you like. I'm just here to have, speak my, I guess, commentary on it. It's just a fucking mess. Everybody's a fucking mess. Well, no, not everybody. Shannon, and clearly the girl that's trying to sue him for something million, or like this crazy shit. Like, this shit is fucking dumb. But this is what happens. So, I mean, I'm not saying I feel bad for him. I'm not saying I don't feel bad for him. I'm not, because it's just like, I'll have to see how I feel later. I don't really know how I feel right now, because I feel like a lot of people are taking and are going to take this whole aspect and basically chalk it down to don't date outside your race. And that is the most ignorant, delusional thing that any black person can say to another black person. Because just because you don't date outside your race doesn't mean life is going to be better for you. And just because you do date outside your race doesn't mean life is going to be better for you. People have their reasons and say, oh, only black people understand other black people. Okay, so why the fuck, even when we're all in a room together, and all, it's just nothing but black around each other. Why is the black community still toxic? And then you can't keep blaming every other race and the white man and crack. You can't keep blaming everybody else. We have to look within ourselves, our own internalized trauma and hate and all this, that, and the other. Stop pointing the finger at somebody else. Like, I hate that because it makes it look like you're less black or less appreciated as a black person if you're in an interracial relationship and biracial kids, or let's say you a black girl and you just simply like white dudes. That don't mean you hate your own kind. That's just what you like. You can't help what the fuck you like. As long as you don't like kids, as long as you don't like fucking dead people, as long as you don't like anything of that nature where it's either you're like a fucking evil Satan or you just need some help. Whatever the case may be, whether you're just a pure evil person or you just need some help and some therapy and some sit down, or maybe you just need to sit down in your room and, why am I thinking this way? Why do I feel this way? Like, a lot of people don't do that shit. Even with stuff, it ain't even got to be as dramatic as anything crazy or pedophilic like. Just sometimes sit down in your room and ask, why do I like this? If I don't get this, will I be okay? If I don't get this type of person, am I going to survive? Am I going to change my opinion? Why do I like this? And why do I appreciate this? Why is this my preference? Or why do I like this type of woman? Or why do you like this type of man? And all this other extra stuff. Y'all don't sit and do that. And if y'all did, I wouldn't believe y'all. Because it's just like, as fucked up as y'all are and y'all project and put y'all shit and y'all's trauma and y'all's emotional baggage on other people, I'm just like, bruh, like, that shit is exhausting to listen to, because everybody's missing the point of what Shannon is trying to say, or what Shannon did, or what he was wrong in, because, you know what I'm saying? But my thing is, another thing, what would be funny is, if this was a black girl doing it, y'all would be on that defend black men type shit. Y'all would be defending him to the core, saying, oh, she just want to tear black men down. And it's crazy because it's a lot of black women who do that to other black women. Whether they're telling the truth or not, it's a lot of black women who turn right around and do that same, like, trying to protect the black man because he's with a black woman. But because he's with a white woman, you look at him as, oh, well, I don't even have a shot with him, or, you know, he's not even considered black enough for me, so, you know, I'm gonna go ahead and just drag. It's like, in order for him to get some type of sympathy or respect or anything, whether it's needed or not, whether it's, you know, whatever, he has to lay up with a black woman in order to, like, I think that shit is so fucking stupid and delusional. Or she gotta lay up with a black man, and then these other communities do the same shit, and we don't like it then. So why is it okay with us? Like, it's just so stupid. I just want the black community to get it together and understand that just because she a white woman, that's what makes it worse. That's not the number one problem, because this wouldn't have happened. No. Because this could have still happened even if she wasn't white. And that's what I hate, when y'all do that shit. Like, I hate that. Because y'all say, oh, I don't have a problem with interracial couples, and I don't have a problem. But then you proceed to show that you have a problem with it. Granted, you can speak some facts. You can have your opinion that can be a little ignorant and delusional. Okay, but y'all be really rooted in hate. Really, really, really rooted in hate. And I'm not rooted like that. And then if you are rooted in hate, it's always okay to step out the crabs in the barrel. It's always okay to question. It's always okay to fix that problem before you become a Satan. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, because it's mighty funny that y'all do all that because a nigga date outside his race, but then you, like I said, you got cousin Uncle Ray, who's a pedophile, who's a molester. You got cousin Shay, who neglects her kids and beats them and allows her many boyfriends to do whatever to them. And y'all don't say nothing. Y'all sit back and talk about it, but y'all won't say nothing. Y'all won't help nobody. Y'all will sit around to that. So I'm like, but you know, because with black people, like, all we gotta do is bring up race and God, and then we're immediately indoctrinated. And I think that is so stupid, because they do it every single time, and then make every excuse, and then try to bring science into it, and then try to bring all these other things. Like, y'all try to mix all this stuff together to make your narrative or what you're saying make more sense, but it doesn't. It just shows me that you would do anything to prove a narrative that you created, when we could just state the facts. Yes, there's going to be a lot of black men that need to be more cautious with specifically white women, and this situation is worse because she's a white woman and using that white privilege. But this doesn't mean that this would have never happened if he would have laid up with a 19-year-old black girl, because that's the core problem of it. And then the whole race play and stuff, like, I'm not even going to get into that, because that's just sexual kinks. It can be weird as all get out. However, when you separate something from somebody's just sexual life, like the sexual life, it should not be bleeding into anything else, because that's just your sexual life or sexual preferences or whatever. That should not be bleeding into nothing else. But see, people love for things to start bleeding into each other and mixing together. And I think that's like you're missing the point, because you're trying to take the whole race play and then, I don't know, and make that a part of why he only dates white women, and like missing the fact that at the end of the day, he shouldn't have been fucking around with no 19-year-old girl and he's 56 or whatever the fuck. That's the problem. And then it's worse because she's a white woman, and you know how some of these white bitches do. That's the problem. It's a stereotype, but guess what? All stereotypes come from some type of truth. And I'm talking about all, even the most disrespectful ones. So remember that when some of you black people are out there shouting this and shouting all kinds of stereotypical things about other races, remember, all stereotypes come from something that's truthful, some type of truth. It's more dramatized and more dramatic, and it should not categorize a whole select few group of people. So remember that shit when y'all doing that shit, because it's definitely a black people thing. But honestly, Shannon, you fucked yourself up. Like I said, I don't really know how to feel. I'm not running to defend you. Oh, save the black man. I'm not one of those people. I'm not one of those people that's over here, oh, they're trying to tear black men. And no, because if you need to be tear down, tear them down. Same thing with black women. If they need to be tear down, tear them down. But that doesn't mean like, oh, you hate, like, no. It's like, you're a bad person, tear them down. Shannon, you shouldn't have been doing that, you weirdo. Even though she is legal, she's barely. And compared to your age, like, that is still considered a minor compared to your age. Even though it's technically not, you know what I'm saying? So you're weird as fuck for that. And then all the other extra shit, like, yo, it's real difficult. It's honestly real difficult to really, well, it's not difficult to understand. But I just don't want people to miss the point, and they're going to miss the point anyway, because once again, if she was just a black girl, y'all will be trying to defend him and be coming at her, and which is crazy. It's crazy, because I know that's what y'all do, because y'all do it all the time. I see it all the time. So yeah, but basically now I'm done. Now I'm done. Yeah, so just make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Yeah, just hopefully everybody understands what I'm saying. I will say this about every community, and when it's their time, it's their time. But right now, I'm talking about me and my people, and I definitely will be talking about me and my people, because I am black. So why would I focus more on everybody else? But guess what? Everybody can get it. I'm not holding back from anybody. I'm not trying to disrespect either. I'm not disrespecting my own culture, but I'm gonna call you out and hold you accountable. I'm not disrespecting anybody else's culture, but I'm going to call you out and hold you accountable. Even if I get certain things wrong, or may sound a little too aggressive, or may sound a little delusional, I will be speaking some type of facts. I have to be. I'm not about to hate on nothing or hate on nobody or spread hate speech anywhere. I'm just saying. So just make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.